the universe. You have to learn that you have to take things from other people. And by taking it, I'm not saying go rob a bank. I'm not saying that. I'm saying completely the opposite. You can be a philanthropist. I'm taking money from everyone inside of Hate You, but I'm changing their lives. It's a good thing. You can take money in a positive way. Most people don't look at life that way. And when you look at life that way, you need to start identifying. One of the things we teach inside of Hate You is to identify every single time your money is taken from you. So I say this to people. I say, for the next 2 weeks, every time you spend money, even if it's £1, write down how they got it from you. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, all right, cool. You're walking down the street. You're going to Starbucks. You buy a coffee. Why did they take your money? Well, I wanted coffee. Yeah, but how? Okay, you wanted coffee, right? Cool. Did you only want a coffee because you saw Starbucks, or did you want a coffee beforehand? Why did you want their coffee and not another coffee? Did you buy a cake as well? Why did you buy a cake? All right, cool. So now you identified how they took your money. Then realize how they could have took more of your money. You bought a cake, but you didn't buy a sandwich. Why? The sandwiches weren't on display, or they looked cold, or they looked rubbish, or the woman who was serving me was old and ugly. Maybe she was a young cutie and talked to me about bologna sandwiches. I would have bought one, right? So you need to start identifying how your money is taken from you. Because once you identify how your money is taken from you, you can start to actually intelligently think about how you can take money from other people. If I had to open a coffee shop, if I sit in a coffee shop, right? If I sit in Starbucks, the whole time I'm in there, not only am I thinking about how they got the money from me and how much I spent, I'm thinking about how I could outcompete them. I'd sit there and go, okay, cool. I'm in Starbucks. I spent £5.68. I got a latte and I got a donut, and I'm sitting here. And that business place, that commercial property right across the street is available for lease. How could I outcompete this coffee shop, which just took my money? What's the profit margin on this £5.68? How much did this cost them? The coffee, pennies. Donut, 30p maybe, right? How much is the staff? They pay the staff minimum wage £8 an hour. So I've already paid 30 minutes work from that brokey, the waitress. Yeah. She's there for another 30 minutes for free, right? How much is the rent? How much is the business rates? If I had to open up there, how would I attract people to come into my shop as opposed to their shop? They got a big brand name. I'm brand new. Okay, well, the bitch working here is ugly. My one's going to be hot. Boom, that's the beginning. Next thing, do they have any signage outside? No, I'm going to try and put some signage outside. Do they have parking? No, I need parking. But you need to start thinking about how you can convince people to give you their money as opposed to giving it to the places they already give it.
Different analytics.
And once you do that, people say, I can't think of how to make money. If you start doing that for a year and just keep a notepad, you'll have 100 ideas of how to make money. You'll sit there and go, there's a place here that's doing this, and we could do it better this way. This place online's doing this, we can do it better this way. And then to get them all done, what do you need? Network. You need people. It's all about people. Then you need to either go in the war room if you want to join, or have your people around you and say, okay, we can make money with this. Who's going to do it? Who's not lazy? Who's getting up at 4 a.m. tomorrow? Boom, let's get it done. So there's unlimited ways to make money, but most people go through life and their money is taken from them, and they don't even identify how they got tricked out of it.
They're just happy with it.
Yeah, they just have. How did I spend 16 grand in Cirque last night? Oh, because my ass got drunk. How'd they get me drunk? Well, because the guy, when I first bought the first bottle of champagne, was there on the table, pouring, putting it in my hand, got me drunk, then I spent 16 grand on bottles. That's how they got my money. So if I open a club, I need to make sure when people first come in, they get fucking hammered. Nobody thinks about it that way. Nobody thinks, how did they get that out of me? Right? Why am I spending $2,000 for dinner in Novikov? Is it the food, or is it the fact that I'm in Novikov and tag myself in Novikov? You have to identify how you're getting famoosed, how you're getting finessed. That's how you do it. But most people just walk through life getting finessed left, right, and center, giving all their money up. And then, oh, how did that happen?
You noticed this, and transitioning on, you started a webcam business, right?
Yeah. So my first ever business, and people have the really wrong impression of this, but I've explained it a lot of times on the internet and a bunch of other podcasts, so I won't give the really long story. But the first ever business I made a lot of money with was a webcam company. So how that company started, I've told the story. It was a really long story, but basically it's like the old chat lines. Used to have people on the phones, and guys used to call them up and speak to the chicks. That kind of modernized and changed to have webcams, including video. So I identified this, and I knew some girls who wanted to make some money. So I was like, look, instead of working in Starbucks or doing this other admin crap, come do this. I'll pay you triple. And then we started that, and that grew into quite a big enterprise. Yeah, across 6 months, I went from one girl up to about 10 or 11 girls, and we started doing 300,000 or 400,000 a month through these online websites that had guys sitting there talking to girls. Now, I want to make this clear. The way I became so successful in that business was because of all the business lessons I had learned from other businesses I'd tried before, right? If I had not tried a bunch of other businesses, and some made money, some didn't make money, etc., I don't think I would have been nearly as successful. I approached it very much like a business. I was not thirsty. I wasn't trying to sleep with the chicks. I wasn't trying to be Dan Bilzerian. None of that kind of crap. It was very, very much a company. It was a business. It was super professional. It was handled in a very professional way. And I applied all the business lessons that I learned in my endeavors of the past. And we managed to make a whole bunch of money. The problem with a business like that is that there's a link in the chain, which is broken. Not broken. There's a link in the chain, which is always weak. Because you have me and you have the money, and there's something in the middle which is unpredictable, and that's females. Got a bunch of women in the middle.
Here's what I wanted
Makes
to
it
ask.
hard.
Here's what I wanted to ask about it though, yeah, because I got to ask this and I got to bring it up as well. Most recently, there was allegations, right, to do with human trafficking and stuff like that.
Yep.
And there was a video that went around of your house getting raided.
Yeah.
You and I think was it Tristan as well who also
Yeah.
went. Yeah. So what was all that about? And
we'll talk about that. So that's not even related to the webcam company, but that's actually a good thing to bring into now, right? Because females are completely and utterly unpredictable.
Yeah.
So because we live in Romania and because we used to have a webcam company, which we closed like 6 years ago, I'm not even involved in that.
Oh, you don't even
anymore.
have it anymore?
No, nothing like that. So even though I'm not involved in it anymore, the actual story behind that is ridiculous. There was a girl from America who came to see Tristan. She was at our party, at our house. We had a big party. It was like 100 people there.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend caught her on Instagram. She said to her boyfriend, "Oh, no, I'm not at the party. I don't want to be here. I'll leave when I can," and turned her phone off. And her boyfriend, somewhere in fucking Oklahoma, calls the American embassy in Romania and said, "My girlfriend's been kidnapped." So then armed police roll up to our house looking for this chick. But this is the next day. She's already left. And at our house, we have full CCTV. So they came and they arrested us. And was like, "Oh, they kidnapped this girl." The girl wasn't even in the house. And then they went through the CCTV and see her walking around eating pizza and get a taxi home. So they're like, "Oh, okay, sorry." And everything was dropped instantly. So that's just some stupid girl making up bullshit. But that actually ties into what I'm saying. The problem with the original business is you had me and the money, and in between was women. And women are unpredictable and women are emotional. So yeah, I became an expert to a degree at managing females. But there was always that link that was upsetting me. I wanted to be closer to the money myself. And I learned a bunch of things from that business, which I've applied to other businesses, and I've made a lot of money. But truthfully, we're living in a world now where the two things that the webcam business really is selling is it's selling attention, which is the first thing. We live in an attention economy. And also it's selling information. It's a service, right? It's not a physical product. So I sat there and I understood that even if I launched my webcam business, if I had a brand new girl, she has to get attention, right? People have to notice she exists to want to spend money on her. So you have to be an expert at soliciting attention. And then once you get the attention, you have to find a way to monetize it. So the girl would monetize it by sitting there talking away. You could advertise her and spend money. That's all advertising is, getting attention for money, right?
Yep.
So I understood a bunch of things. And when I closed that business, and I closed it because I couldn't be bothered with the female headache anymore, I still very much understood any business I'm going to launch from now on out, I need to find a way to get attention. Not in a negative way, not in an attention-seeking way, but that's what advertising is.
Yeah,
how
you need
do
to get
I
yourself out there?
Yeah, how do I get attention in the world today, which is difficult? And then once I get that attention, how do I monetize it?
Yeah.
Because that's the world we now live in. Rihanna, when she launches a makeup brand, no one buys it because of the makeup. They buy it because it's Rihanna. She has attention. She can monetize it any way she chooses. Rihanna can launch a fucking clothing brand, makeup, sofas. Who cares? It's Rihanna.
Yeah.
She's going to sell, right? So that proves that we now live in an economy, we live in a world where the most valuable currency, the most valuable thing that exists is attention. It's extremely difficult to get because people's attention spans are lower than ever.
Yep.
Bro, they're non-existent. Have you ever watched someone on TikTok? Next time someone's on TikTok, watch them. Because I don't have a TikTok account myself, but I see people on it. How long do they give a video to interest them? Maybe a third of a second? They're like,
not interested enough, move on.
Bro, that quick. If you don't get my attention in 0.25 seconds, I'm not interested, right? That's how hard it is now. So, and it's getting harder and harder because the apps and the algorithms are retraining our brains to do that.
Yep.
So now we live in a world where if you can find a way to hack these algorithms and you can find a way to get attention, and there's lots of different ways to do that, then you can find a way to monetize it. And off the back of that, you can become a very, very wealthy individual.
See, this is where for me, it's, as you say that, it's clicking more and more in my head with Hustlers University, realizing that, to monetization and attention syncs together.
Yep.
That's why there's so many clips of Andrew Tate on TikTok. And so I was speaking about this with one of my guys, yeah, and basically we were discussing the fact that if you join Hustlers University, one of the things that you teach us to do, I don't know if you allow me to say it, is affiliate marketing, right?
Yep.
So one of the things that people can do is get a referral code for someone else to join Hustlers University.
Yep.
And that's why they're making TikToks, because if you check the pinned comment on there,
Yep.
it says join Hustlers University with this referral code.
Correct.
So and so like that.
Correct. Yeah. So
mad.
inside of Hustlers University, we have 18 modern wealth creation methods. So we teach how to make money 18 different ways. And when I say modern wealth creation methods, it's because a lot of the wealth creation methods that you're going to hear from older people simply don't work anymore.
Such as property.
Yeah, property. I mean, of course, the old guy is going to sit there and go, save your money, put it in a savings account, get a mortgage. Bro, of course that worked for you. You were putting money in a savings account, getting 4% interest.
Yeah.
Now they won't even give us 1%. You're putting your money in a savings account. You bought a house for 85 grand. Now it's worth $500,000. And at the time you bought it for 85 grand, you were probably earning 30 grand a year.
Yeah.
Now I'm earning 40 grand a year. The house has cost 10 times more. I get no interest on my money. So everything you're telling me is outdated. It doesn't work anymore. If you're going to follow the path that your parents followed, you're not going to ever become rich. You need modern ways to make money, modern wealth creation. And I won't say what all 18 are, but we teach them inside of Hustlers University because there are ways to make money in the modern world, which no one in your school is going to teach you, which none of the older people are going to know they're going to talk about. There's a lot of ways to do it. And one of them is monetizing attention. So what you just said in regards to the affiliate section is one of the 18 ways. There's a 16-year-old kid making 45 grand a month from his TikTok because all he's done is he's gone into Hustlers University. He's joined. He say, okay, how do I get attention? I'm 16. I'm not a flawless orator. I don't have a life or life experiences which are interesting enough to be used in a podcast, which are going to ever allow people to pay attention to me.
Yep.
But Tate does. So let me go and find all of Tate's old stuff. Let me chop it up. Let me make a TikTok for Tate. That gets attention. How do I monetize attention? Now people are on my page. How do I monetize it? Well, I can take my referral link. I'm in HU. Here, they can sign up, get 50% off my link. Boom. So he's taking attention. The attention that I generated, all he's done is chop up some TikTok clicks, monetized it, and he's making 45 grand a month. Do 16.
That's mad.
Bro, so like it's crazy. So there's so much money that can be made, but you have to find a way to get attention in the first place, right? That's the hard part. And if you look at a lot of companies, so many of them have huge profit margins, but they have to spend all their money on advertising to sell any product, and then the margin gets wrecked because they have to get attention the old-fashioned way, which is advertising. And that's a very expensive way to get attention. You need to find another way now. And it's difficult. That is the only hurdle between being broke and being a billionaire. Attention. How do you get it without embarrassing yourself and being a jackass? Because no one buys from a clown, right? Mm-hmm. So me, I'm lucky because I've had a very, very eclectic life, and I'm good at speaking, and I have a good memory, and I have a lot of stories, and I can sit and tell people, and I can talk in a way that make people know I know what I'm talking about. So that's how I get attention, right? Yeah. But if you don't even have that, then it's difficult. It's hard. You got to find a way. But yeah, that's what Hustlers University is all about. And we teach people how to monetize attention. And we have 17 other ways to make money. And now we have, as of this, and I'll check right now, I think we have 64,000 students.
64. I think I was watching an emergency meeting or clip of it or something like that. I think you said at the time it was 32,000.
64,835 students.
Yeah, mad.
And what's impressive about that is not that I've managed to attract 64,000 people to join Hustlers University.
The fact that they're staying.
It's the fact they're staying. The fact they're staying means that there's 64,000 people making more money each month than they pay. It's only $49 a month, right? So there's 64,000 people who I have successfully taught to make more than they've invested. Mm-hmm. No school, no business school, no university will guarantee you month on month you make out more than you put in. None. Only mine. And I don't exist in a vacuum. The educational system exists in a vacuum because the loans that they'll give you, you can only spend on that education. If they were to open it up to fair market, nobody would go university. If they're to say, here's 50 G's, you can buy Bitcoin, you can start a business, you can put a house deposit, or you can buy a degree. Who's going to choose a degree? No one. So they deliberately link the loan to the education and say you can only have one with the other because then they don't exist in a fair and open economy because they wouldn't be able to succeed in a fair and open economy because they are selling a scam. They're selling a lie. I exist in a fair and open economy. You don't have, if you spend $49 with HU, you can spend that on anything else. You can go buy Snickers.
But on the contrary to that, let me
go
ask you
buy
this.
Netflix.
Let me ask you this, yeah, because in the UK, a lot of people see course sellers as scammers instantly. Whether the course is good or not, people always say scammers, yeah. And there's some videos I saw about Hustlers University, people thinking it's a scam or it's not. So the argument I would have for you is, what's in it for you? Like, what do you gain from having a Hustlers University? Because you're rich already, so what difference does it make?
That's right. So firstly, there's always going to be somebody who thinks it's a scam. And man, people are saying Bitcoin's a scam. People are saying some of the most fundamental, rudimentary, new financial systems on the planet, like the blockchain, are a scam. There's always someone who's going to say something's a scam. There's some people who are negative. And the reason that people are negative like that is because it is a disguise for their laziness. If they say something is a scam, they don't have to try.
Yeah.
Right? If they have to, I'm not saying HU is going to say something's a scam. There are some people who are negative, and the reason that people are negative like that is because it is a disguise for their laziness. If they say something is a scam, they don't have to try.
Yeah.
Right? If they have to, I'm not saying HU is going to instantly make you rich. You have to work like you do on anything else of value. You have to get in there and try. If they get in there and they don't want to try, what's the first thing they're going to say? Scam. I joined. He told me to do something. It takes an hour and a half. I'm lazy. Scam. That's it. That 16-year-old kid making 45 grand, he's making TikToks all day, every day. He's working. Like, he ain't getting money for free. He's sitting there finding videos, chopping them up, making them entertaining, adding the fucking titles that he's working for.
The thing is, like we were going back to earlier, people ain't got the attention span.
People ain't got the attention span to work anymore, right? So there's always going to be some idiot who says it's a scam. The fact that we retain 64,000 people proves it's not a scam.
Yeah.
The reason I started it is very, very simple. I think that, I mean, I don't want to sit here and pretend I'm a philanthropist because I'm not. Obviously, I benefit from having this university. It's a very valuable company. It makes a lot of money, right? So why wouldn't I want to run one? But also, it doesn't detriment me. I don't think that some rich people, maybe they believe that there's not much money in the world and they don't want other people to be rich. I completely see it the other way. I see it that there is so much money everywhere. And even I can't get it all. So I want as many people around me as possible to be rich because now I'm at least around more money. If I send a message inside of HU and said, I want to raise $100 million, amongst my students themselves, I can do it. I've got my own venture capital firm now. I was like, boom, all right, 100 million, let's buy a yacht. Here, dish it up, bang, 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 done. Yeah. Because all of them are making money. I want to know as many people with money as possible. So if I know a way to teach people how to make money, and I'll also make money for teaching them how to make money, and I now have people who I can talk to so I have access to the money they make, why would I not teach them how to make money? Now, the reason no one else has really done this is because I don't think anyone else knows how to make money as well as I do. And also nobody else can really prepare and build a platform like we have or do the work it takes. HU is extremely difficult to launch. It's not easy to find 18 professors who know what they're talking about, build an online platform. Then you need the payment gateways. And then even when all that's done, then you got to find a way to get people to join. You got to advertise it. I don't have to advertise anything because I'm top G, everyone knows. But it's difficult, right? So we don't even have any competition. There's nowhere else on the internet you can go and spend $49 and sit for an entire month learning from 18 millionaires how to make money. There's nowhere else on the planet. No. It's the only place. So we have no competition. So we're about to conquer the world. We're about to conquer the world, and that's a good thing.
And you said his value's at what now? 300 million, you said, right?
Well, let's do some basic math, right? So as of this morning, what do we say? 64,853.
Yep.
So
numbers.
64,853 times $49 a month. So that's 3.1 million a month.
Okay.
It generates.
Yeah.
That's all profit. It's an online platform.
No cost.
So what's that a year? 3 times 12 is 36 million a year. So, and then if you're going to put a multiplier on a business, there's different ways you can do it. If you're going to do you can do a 4 times multiplier, et cetera, et cetera. But tech companies usually get an 8 times multiplier. And it's usually an 8 times multiplier of the turnover, not even the profit. Right? Mm-hmm. So that's my turnover, but my turnover and profit are the same thing. So it's easy to value at 10x, right? Which is 36 times 10 is 360, or an 8x is 300.
That's crazy.
But I'm never going to sell it because I won't sell it because it's mine. 1, 2, I don't need money. And 3, I don't trust anyone else to teach the things that the things we're teaching actually work. It's not going to be some vanilla bullshit, right? It actually works. And I also think like a lot of these people, a lot of these wealth gurus and crap online, they don't teach shit that really, really works. A lot of them also just teach mindset because mindset is an easy cop out. They'll sit there and go, I'll teach you how to be rich with mindset. They'll just tell you to be mindset. And you'll be like, at the end of it, you'll be like, all right, cool. Where's the money? I'm ready now. I'm positive, G. How do I get paid? Right? We don't do any of that. We're like, okay, here's how you get paid today. Do this. And there's people who are in there who think they're too smart to listen and they don't make any money. And then there's 16-year-olds who join humbly. I don't know shit. I trust Top G. You said make TikToks. Safe. Boom, boom. And he's buying his mama a house. Yeah. So like, it's all about that. A lot of people with no money are really, really arrogant. I know a lot of broke people who are very arrogant. They'll come along and go, I think that's a scam. Oh, do you, Brokey? Oh, Brokey thinks it's a scam. Oh, tell me again about how my online educational platform, the biggest in the world, which I've built when I'm flying around in my private jet. Tell me again about how I'm out here to scam you of your fucking 36 pounds. It's dumb because they're arrogant, and their arrogance is a shield for their laziness. People will shield laziness with anything. No one wants to admit they're lazy. So they'll shield it with disbelief. Ah, that's a scam. Or I don't work hard, I work smart. Bollocks. More cover For just anything it takes to say,
Do you
I
believe in
don't
that?
want to work.
Do you believe in that? Work smarter, not harder.
I believe in both.
Yeah.
But there's a time when it comes to work smart. And most people are trying to do the smart work before they do the hard work. It's kind of like talent, right? You don't notice if you're talented at something until all the hard work's done.
Yep.
I could be the most talented tennis player in the world, but I don't play tennis. So if I go down the tennis court, Joe Schmo is going to smoke me. I don't get to see my talent until I've worked so hard that I'm in the top 1%, and now I'm beating them because I have some God-given gift.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You have to do the hard work first. If there's no hard work, there's no smart work. So someone's going to sit there and go, I work smart, I don't work hard, so I only have to work an hour a day. If working smart gets you a lot done in an hour a day, then you should work smart for 12 hours a day and get 12 times the work done. I am absolutely and utterly a believer in hard work. I'm a proponent of hard work. I have all this money and all I do is work. My entire life is work. This podcast is work. I'm getting in the car, I'm going to another meeting, work. I'm going to fuck a bitch. That's work. She's going to be on my arm at the fucking Cannes on the film festival. That's more credibility. I consider it work to fuck her. That's work. I want to go to the gym so I'm in good shape. Work. It's all work. My entire life is work. And people don't want to look at life that way. They want to talk about work-life balance and being lazy and all this crap. I don't believe in any of that. I believe in if you want to win, you have to outcompete the man who's prepared to do nothing but work. It's player versus player. If you're going to sit there and go, I don't want to work more than an hour a day, well, the guy who does want to work more than an hour a day is going to beat you. And no matter how smart you are, there's always a smart dude who's doing the same smart work you are for more hours than you're doing it. That's just the nature of the game. And this is why we talk about things like passive income. Passive income's a fucking scam. I'm tired of people coming to me saying, I want to make passive income. And I sit there and say,
what methods of passive income would you say is a scam?
It's not about it being a scam. It's about the mentality towards it is a scam. Look, everyone loves passive money, right? I make money as I sleep. Yep. I get it. You need to de-link your time to your money, because if you're only working for money, you run out of time, you can't make enough money. I understand all those principles. My point is, if you have no money and you're coming to me saying, I want to make passive income, why are you not making active income? Get up off your ass and work first. Because there's no such thing as completely, truly 100% passive. You're going to have to check on it. You're going to have to maintain it. You're going to have to find a new tenant for that property. You're going to have to make sure that DeFi crypto farm you're in doesn't go to zero. It's not a rug pull. Yeah. You're always going to have to keep an eye on it, right? But the idea that people with no money are already so concerned with making money without work is amazing to me. You should be worried about active income. If you show me, if I'm a brokey and you show me how to make $1,000 an hour, I don't sit there and go, okay, but how can I make that passive? I go, cool, I'm making $18,000 a day because I'm going to work. Dude, you don't need to worry about passive income until you have no more time. I look at passive income because I have 18 hours a day I work. When all 18 of those hours are done and my workload still isn't finished, I have to find a way to make some of those income streams passive, either via staff or whatever else. Yep. And that's how I work smart. I use all of my time, and when all my time is done, now I have to become more efficient so that I can get more done within the same time frame. To sit there and say, I don't want to use my time, so I want passive income is dumb shit. The 16-year-old making 45 grand a month, if he was to sit to me and go, I don't want to make the TikToks, I want someone else to do it, make it passive, that he wouldn't be making any money. He's just working. You have to just work. At some point you have to bite the bullet and just work. So when someone comes to me talking about passive income and they're a brokey, I'm like, you are just lazy. You are lazy. You will never get anywhere. Lazy people never get anywhere in life. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's tennis or money. If you're lazy, you're never going to get there.